give us the update on what's going on with the Oahu's market, and give me a good story. I want a juicy story, Scott.
Yeah, I mean, we're still having that severely restricted inventory. The inventory levels are back to still 2007 market, which was 1.4 months of inventory, and we had 20% price appreciation back then. So the activity in the single family home side, and now I'm seeing it in the condo side under 700,000 pretty much everywhere except for Waikiki and Kaka'ako. So every segment I try to look at a little trend, something different, because I probably wrote 12 offers in the last 2 weeks, and every single one of them was over asking, multiple offers. I think the lowest one we were competing with had 5 other offers on it. I had a townhouse I wrote in Eva Beach. There were 28 offers on that one. There was this Hawaii Kai home that it was listed at 1.25 million. We came in at 1.3 with an escalation clause and appraisal contingency removal and all this other stuff. 24 offers. We weren't even in the top 15. She had 15 over 1.3. So we got blown out of the water on that one. We just kind of shook our heads to tuck our tail and move on to the next one. But the trend that I'm seeing now, and I wrote down a little bit of this real quick, is so Waikiki under $500,000. It's starting to shrink a little bit, the inventory. So we're starting to see some absorption there, people moving into that market. But once you get over the $500,000 mark in Waikiki, it's definitely slow. You get over $1 million, there's 24 years of inventory. It is dead at $1 million plus in Waikiki. But Kaka'ako, which is the other area that I was seeing some slow activity, under 750,000, there's a little more than 1 month of inventory. So all the inventory, people are starting to move into the condos now because the single family homes have gotten so busy, and people are starting to get comfortable with the more affordable condo side. The higher end range is still slow a little bit, but that's kind of the latest trend that I've noticed out there.
What tips do you have for potential buyers? Your market update was a bit discouraging. Yeah, sorry, Megan, but I know the reason why you're a part of our Ohana is because you hear it straight. Scott, why don't you tell us what tips do you have for potential buyers?
Yeah, give me a ring and I'll get you into a place.
That's the tip.
But I actually wanted to I know what we're talking about is a snapshot and can be discouraging right now, but I think the overall arching idea is, and this is a quick summary, but when interest rates dropped, it created such an affordability in housing in the market, from a mortgage payment standpoint. And what happened, and I did it, and all my investors did it, and a ton of people did it. They cash out, refinanced other homes they had. So they're sitting on all this capital. Now that capital has to be put into the marketplace. Our price increase right now hasn't even eaten up that affordability that was created. So our prices are going to continue to go, not just to catch up to where the prices would have been if interest rates didn't drop for the mortgage payment, but you got to put this capital into the market and invest it somewhere. So I see this price increase going and this market going for about 3 years here, probably. And in doing so if you're looking at 10% plus price appreciation per year, you're buying at a discount right now. That's why people are coming in, and that's why they're paying a premium, is because they're hedging that. For one, they want to put their money somewhere, and two, they want to be in Hawaii, and then they feel like prices are going to be up. So that's kind of the idea that you have to take and look at with this market, is you're buying in a discount right now.
Yeah, awesome. Dylan,
just to illustrate that, I just did a video on this last week to illustrate that in real dollar terms, right? So if you were going to buy a $700,000 house at 5% interest, which was common a few years ago, still a good interest rate, your monthly payment would be like $2,700 a month to borrow that $700,000. In today's market, with interest rates under 3%, that same $700,000 will cost you like $1,800 or $1,900 a month in a mortgage payment. So it changes the amount of money that you can borrow. So now for that same $2,700 a month, you can borrow like $880,000. So it increases your buying power by $180,000, and it doesn't increase your monthly cost at all. So that's caused a huge increase in demand, and people that maybe were at a lower level budget can bump up to a higher level, and that's creates additional demand in the market for those higher priced homes.
So what's the advice to Megan? Hurry up and buy it now.
Well, the advice is to put yourself in the best position possible, which you're already doing. If you're in the Ohana, you're doing the right thing. But you want to make sure your financing is in place. You're saving money for as big of a down payment as possible, because that could make the difference between, you know, somebody putting down 10 and somebody putting down 20% or somebody putting down 30%. You know, if you're up against an all cash offer, it's going to be hard to beat them. But at the same time, you want to have as much, you know, of an advantage as possible, and then be as prepared to buy as possible, so you're not second guessing, and you know, you're ready to pull the trigger when the time comes. So yeah, it's a tough market for buyers. We're not going to lie. You know, it's a very tough market, but that could change. I mean, that's, you know, real estate's a dynamic environment. And, you know, we were talking 6 months ago, we were in the dumps 6 months ago, nothing was happening. It was, you know, we were way down, and then look where we're at now. So who knows where we're at 6 months from now.
Things are always changing, but yeah, it's Scott, you're going to throw in another comment here?
Yeah, it's almost like coming to visit the state. The upfront planning that you do is key to being able to get an accepted offer. You have to get all your ducks in a row, and you got to work with someone who knows how to get creative with contracts and has those relationships with other agents out there to be able to get into first position.
So Megan, I would say you're in the Ohana, and that's what one of the sort of the great benefits of that is that we know that you're serious about Hawaii, and that's why Scott is here and Dylan is here and Heidi is here as well. Even though Heidi's not physically here today, she is here. She is here to help out. And hey, Scott, here's something for you here. Bernice says, I like Scott. He called me in California. He will call you.